Well, it's bright and early on Sunday morning, and today what I'm going to be doing is prepping my foyer area here um, to paint. And I'm going to start up there along, I'm going to caulk all along the sides of this, the corners and everywhere that you can see that it needs caulking. And all of this. So I've got to get up there on my ladder, get this all caulked, and then I'm going to start painting around the windows and see how that goes. So follow along as I get this done. I'm going to be using caulk. This is the caulk, Home Depot, just plain old caulk, nothing special about it. So here we go. Got a little ridge thing here. Push that in. Caulk gun. And there it comes. Here you go.
One thing about this is you don't have to be super precise because you see the wall is all of this texturing on it. So the caulk just blends in. So after it's painted, and I got to be a little careful because of this brick up here. I don't want to paint the brick too much. So I'll probably just go down with a paintbrush and just carefully go down the caulk to cover the white so that it doesn't and not hit the brick. Um, there's already some uh, some paint or caulk on the brick already, so um, but I'll still be careful and it won't be noticeable. So you can see real the close up. This is what the crack looks like that I have to fill with caulk. So I got to go all around this whole thing, and this is the other side, and this is looking down. So I'm up here, and well, this is the way I can get to this light too. So this thing is pretty old, 30 years old. This house is 30 years old, so I've got to get this down, get this fixed up. One of the lights doesn't work in here, so got a lot of work to do on my house. Well, I've got this side done. Now I need to move on to this and then around the corner. I've worked my way around the top here. Got this all done. Down the side, saw a little crack in there, so I used some caulk to clean it up. But now I've got to come over here, and this is a little scary because I got to get up there in that crack and do this whole line across here. But it's a little different because you're out over the top of nothing right here. So I don't go up on the ladder that high usually, so this is a little bit scary, just a little bit scary. But then I have to do this underhang, and but before that's a metal piece all along there. What's wrong with my focus here? Come on, there we go. That's a metal piece all the way along there, and it's rusty, so I'm going to spray it with some anti-rust, let it sit for about 24 hours
before I put any kind of paint on it, and then I'm probably going to have to prime it first before I actually put the paint on to make sure it gets covered properly. I can't put paint over the top of that rust because it's just it won't hold. It'll come right through. The other thing you might have noticed is these black spots up there. Those are hornets' nests. And there's no hornets in them right now, but I got to scrape those off because they're all mud. They're mud hornets or something, wasps or something like that. So I got to get those off before I paint also. Well, I'm pretty much done. Got everything nicely caulked all the way along. And now I'm going to put rust inhibitor. Let's see if I can get a better angle on this. Rust inhibitor all along here. And I'm going to use this stuff here. Loctite Extend Rust Neutralizer. Converts light rust to a paintable surface. I think I bought this at Home Depot. I'm not real sure how light this rust is, but we'll see tomorrow. What it usually does is turn it black from other ones that I've used before. Just turns it black. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Alright, I'm going to paint the front foyer. What I'm going to do is I got this little bucket right here. I got my huge gallon of paint here. Stir it up a little bit. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to use a roller, this roller, and this paintbrush, because I'm going to trim around the outside of the anywhere that I need to trim before I actually use a paint sprayer. I have a paint sprayer that I'm going to use for most of it. So I'm going to put this in here. Get this off of here. Now that I've used this, I'll just set this over here so that it on an edge. I'm going to put this in here. And I'm just going to pour enough paint for the bottom. Okay, about that much. Just get this off of here. I shouldn't have put that in, but oh well. Okay. Got it on the ground. Got it on the ground. Wipe that up real quick before it dries. There you go. All right, so now I've got my paint. Got about that much in there. Got my roller, paintbrush, and I'll show you why I'm doing this. Oh, one other thing. Got this little thing I made out of metal, S-hook. It's actually going to hang from my ladder like this. And then I can just go way up high on my ladder and paint. So I'll show you in a minute. You may have noticed in some of my other videos that I'm not using tape. That's because I believe in the Picasso method. So what I do is I just go real gently along the edge like this with a paintbrush. Real gently, see, real gently. And that way I don't have to spend all that time taping. I just have to be very, very careful where I paint and how I do it. That's how I do it. I've already painted around this because I did some repairs to my door a while back, so I'm actually not going to paint this part. I'm going to paint this part and that and here and about up to here. I'm not going to paint this because I just did it like about a month ago. And I'm going to get all this painted, go all the way around. Go all the way around the window. Not that part in between the roof and the window, just a little bit in there so that I can spray up there. And then I'll do along the edge of the brick here, along the edge of the brick up there, and then anywhere that is touching brick or window or something like that, I'm gonna paint by hand. And then I'll bring my sprayer out here to do these big areas here. And but I'm only gonna do the sprayer one time because I want to do the front and the side of the house. And you know, I just want to bring the sprayer out because the cleanup on that thing is a mess. So anyway, we'll put this out here. It's raining today, so I'm actually gonna not put it out too far. I'm getting the ceiling prepped up here for the spray painting. You can see I'm right up against everything, looking pretty good. Got this going on, so spraying this would be really easy. It's just jing, 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 and you're done. And then, so the hard part is trimming everything. So I got to go all the way around this by the brick and by that by the brick. And well, this won't be too bad because it's just the bottom here and over here along this edge of this brick. I don't have to do the top because that'll all be sprayed, and then around this window, so it should go pretty quick.